round 3 of the league. It was off to a rough start, 0-2, against some wild stuff. So I looked up my opponent's history, and they were on mill typically, and this is a terrible hand against mill. But I was like, I don't know, like the there was only one result on mill, and I was like, well, maybe they're trying some other stuff because against other stuff, this is a great hand because I can strings for the third land, and I'll have bridge, and I have the discard. So I take the risk. And I figure if it's mill, I'm probably going to win the match anyways. So sure enough, it's mill. So yeah, take the hideous laughter here. Let's see. Sewers. Okay. So what I need here is the saga. Yeah, it's a trophy on top. Don't need a trophy, so I exile it. That's not a saga. Unfortunately, this is going to be a problem, so I'm kind of hoping that I can use something other than the saga, and they do. I go ahead and fetch now, so they. Ugh. I don't want them to mill all of my fetchables, and then me try to fetch and not have something. They had 2 traps. Not looking good. There's the surgical on my lanterns, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. There's no way at this point. So we go to game 2. So again, for people not familiar, the sideboard against mill is we take out the bridges and we put in Emrakul and Brutalities. And I did also start taking out Cage, putting in 1 Terrace Under. The reason for that is if you discard all their exile effects and then keep them off of exile effects, with using the Lantern Lock, they cannot beat Emrakul. They can draw all the mill spells they want. They can't beat Emrakul. Oh man, let me go back. Okay. I don't have the discard here. All right, sorry, the black mana for the discard, so I don't want to risk it. I mean, I might have been able to try it, but if they have an exile effect and I don't get my black mana early, I'm in trouble. So now I do have an exile effect or discard effect. Um, so go for the discard. I see they have a spell bomb. I can play the needle on that. Um, I have to worry about drowning the lock though, and I have to worry about them countering it with consign to memory. But first and foremost, I need to get rid of the hideous laughter. They don't. So here, what I'm yeah, draw out the counter so that I can play the needle on Spellbomb. And as long as that's the case, they can't. Again, they cannot beat computer to try to assemble the lock as quick as I can. So they are drawing crap, which is great for me. I naturally draw the lantern, so it's game at this point. I know that they don't have um, an exile effect. I think I draw or get a discard card here. Oh, Saga, so I can start beating them, of course. That, yeah, discard. I know the rest of the cards in hand because they use both archive traps. John in the lock doesn't matter, so I'm going to grab the Jace if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Yeah. I'm going to hit my Emrakul. It's going to shuffle all back in. They will get my Saga, but that's okay. I use the vault to dig. And I let my opponent know what the plan is here. Boro doesn't matter. Pitch the vault, or pitch the um, brutality because I don't need it anymore. The vault, try to get something good. Get the Pixis so I can solidify the lock. Get rid of the bauble so I can get so, and then play the Pixis. Yeah, opponent concedes. So we go to game 3. Here we go. Same sideboard plan. Our brutalities, Emrakul, 1 Tear Sunder. Taking out the bridges, and I think it was a Grafdigger's Cage. I don't remember. Um, but yeah, discard with natural lock. I'll take it. They put 1 card on top. So I look at their top card just in case. Because what the point, discard doesn't matter if they put a exile effect on top. And I see that it's not the only exile effect they have in hand is Hideous Laughter, so I know at this point I've won the game. Because none of this is going to matter. Next turn they're going to draw the Archive Trap. I'm going to play out uh, the lock. And the only chance they can try to have is to cycle the Fractured Sanity at instant speed to try to draw exile effect. So the reason I do this, in hindsight, it was probably better to play the Lantern. Oh no, I forgot because they have drawn in the lock. I don't want to play Lantern yet. I was trying to use the Bauble as a control card until I get a discard. So with the Fracture Sanity, there is a chance that they draw an exile effect here, and I am worried about that. So I figure I'm going to try to use my Bauble, I think, to get a discard spell. I see a needle on top, and I figure that I'll use the needle to draw out the ground. And they don't counter it, unfortunately. So I get a Stirrings, get another Bauble, and just go for another turn. And I figure if they have an exile effect, they would have used it already. Swamp, Island, Fracture Sanity is gone. That means I should know their hand here. Was that Emrakul? I don't know. Yeah, Emrakul. Happened. So since I already know their hand, so now I'm gonna yep, draw the Thoughtseize, draw out the Drown in the Loch, play a Thoughtseize with the Archive Trap, Archive Trap in hand, play the Lantern, double Rock Lock,